right now and just post.
That's up to you. I don't care either way.
We can wait a couple of minutes, 3 minutes. I'll just have the post ready to go. Alright, I have the post ready to go.
What's a shot? All right, I'm at halftime. All right.
That was a weird looking catching animation from every player involved.
Oh, I know. That's all I get all season.
Like, it didn't look like your guy wanted the ball, his guy didn't want the ball.
My wide receivers never want the ball. Not once have I ever seen a wide receiver of mine go up for the ball.
I've noticed that too. Like, have you ever thrown and then, like, go to click on or something and your guy just randomly jumps in the air?
I haven't had someone jump in the air, but I'll click on and I'll try to do like an aggressive catch, possession catch, or run after
And they
catch,
spaz out,
and
right?
my guy will just spaz out. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he, like,
just
flails
goes,
his arms
fuck
around.
it.
That's what I'm talking about. And then, like, the ball is extremely catchable and he, like, just retards out
Lets
for
it
some
go, and
reason.
the corner just goes, "Oh yeah, it's mine. Don't worry."
It's either an interception or a drop, but I should have caught it. Alright, I'm posting right now.
All right. Do you want to do intro or me?
You do it.
All right. Let me know when we're live, and
I posted.
all right,
Should
let
be.
me know
We're
when people
live
start
right now.
joining in.
We've been live. But I don't know if anyone's in. I know one person's in here. Tyler, the Browns.
All right, let's wait for a few more people to join in, and then we'll start in with the intros.
Okay. Three people.
You weren't even touched, guys. Okay.
Want to start?
Yep. What is up, Smackable? I know it's been a while. We have less people than we usually have in this chat. That is due to availability of what we have. But right now in the booth, we have me, Braden, loyal Raiders owner, and we have Nick.
What's
Nick,
up,
go ahead and
guys?
introduce yourself to the people.
What's up?
Ah, that's a fucking pick.
That was a terrible throw, sir. Mr. Vice President.
All right, so let's go ahead and get this started. First topic of discussion we wanted to point out, low activity. I know it's been hard for everyone to get their games in, especially with a lot of CPU opponents.
Yep.
That has to do with people not joining or saying they're going to join and not join. And we don't want to exclude them, but we also
We need to move on eventually.
can't wait for them forever. Yes, we do need to move on at some point. And
Like, I get your
I think
guys'
after
messages.
season one, we'll reevaluate everyone.
I know everyone wants to get rid of the CPU teams, and that's what we want to do.
All right, so if you have any players that you know of that want to join the league or are active users, let us know. We take all suggestions. We then interview those players, and we... Oh. Jose, stop doing that. Try to do something.
Message me, Braden, or Jesse if you have a player interested in joining.
All right. And then we will also take the time during the off season to reevaluate any players that haven't joined yet or don't have Madden, and we'll evaluate their case and see if they're going to play. If not, we will then move on, go find new players, and fill their teams up with people who will play. And then another thing, we do expect a lot more activity in season 2 due to the fact that, one, people will start having more games to play. 2, I don't think a lot of people will be tanking season 2. Season 1 is usually a tank season, but not as bad as we usually see.
Doesn't seem to be that many tanking.
Yeah, it just seems to be low activity or disinterest in the game, which I know I felt all the way through the entire league itself. So it's hard to do something when Madden won't fix shit, but part of it is user ability. So if you're not getting your games in, or if you don't want to be in the league, by the way, let us know. We will remove you. It's no hard feelings. It doesn't have anything to do with y'all, but we do need to get the league more active. So just let us know. We will remove you. It's not an issue. All right. Anything else you wanted to bring up real quick before we dove into anything else?
No, I think we're good to move on. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Activity is definitely extremely lacking.
All right, so first topic of discussion, or well, now second, is going to be divisions. Nick, I'd like you to start it off because I know you have the screen up. I'm in the middle of my game. I don't really know what you're seeing.
All right, we're going to start off with the AFC North. And right now, the Browns pretty much have that one wrapped up at 12-3. The Steelers are behind them at 7-7. The Bengals 6-9. And the computer team Ravens is 1-13. So it seems the Browns have that one locked up.
Yes, and I believe they're also in a fight for the first seed with you, actually. So that'll be a good race to watch between the last 2 games of the season to see who gets first and second seed, because that is all up for grabs in the AFC.
All right, that pretty much wraps it up for that one.
Yeah, that's a quick division.
Yeah, AFC South.
The AFC South.
It's pretty much locked up. I'm in a battle with Browns, like we said, for the conference. For number 1 seed. We'll see how that shakes out. The Texans are at 8-7, Jaguars are 7-7, and the Colts are 3-11.
All right, and I believe the AFC East is next, and this is where we get our first division race. There are quite a few from the point on.
Okay, we have Jets.
What? Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Jets are 8-7. The Dolphins are right behind him at 8-6. It has the Jets ahead of him. And the Bills are 9-6, and then we have the Patriots at 2-12. So this division is a 3-man race at this point, especially with these last 2 games coming up.
Now, whenever I went through and looked at the AFC East, the Bills technically do have the best record.
Yeah, they're 9-6.
That is not where we expected them to be looking at the beginning of the season, where they started off, I believe, like 6-1 or 7-1 or something really ridiculous. And he just looked like he had the division on just a chokehold on it. But as we've come through the rest of the season, this is now a separation of 1 or 2 games between 3 separate teams. And I actually predict the Dolphins to win the division, because if the Jets and Dolphins win out and the Bills lose the remaining game, the Jets and Dolphins each... Oh, shit, I'm going the wrong way. I'm not even paying attention to my game. All right, so if you were to see the Dolphins, who have been on a hot streak... Oh, are they?
Yes.
Oh, shit, I didn't even see that. So, so the Jets would win in intra-division if it came down to that. The Bills just have to win one more game, and they win the division. Or they need losses from each of the Dolphins and the
Yeah, they do
Jets.
have 3 division losses, so that's why they're lower on the standings there.
So it comes down to this last game. If the Bills can hold on, that's cool. I think I'd love to see anyone in the playoffs, because it's not people you usually see make the playoffs, and that's why I like the alignment of the divisions the way that they are.
I think the Jets might take it. I think they're going to make it.
Jets?
Let me see who
I
they
think I've
play. I want
seen
to look
Randy
at
was
these
in the
last two
playoffs
games.
once or twice or a few times now, and he always surprises in the playoffs.
Yes.
Like it's not like a bad games he puts up. I want to see Anthony make the playoffs, and that's why I picked him to win the division. Personally, if Anthony makes the division, I feel like that'd be a complete. I'd root for him, like even over me. I'd root for him all the way
Okay, the
through.
Jets have played their game for this week, and they've lost. They lost to the Packers 10-16. They play the Patriots next, week 17, to wrap their season up. That's a winnable game, easy winnable game for them, I believe. Let me see who won last time. Let's see. They won. Oh, they lost actually. They lost 3-16 to the Patriots. So you never know.
Really?
Yes, they lost.
Well,
to the
Michael does
Patriots.
put up those games where he just goes off. So,
Yep.
all right. So, what is your pick for the AFC East? You said the Jets, right?
I still think the Jets are going to take that one.
Think Jets. And that okay. Now, real quick for the Bills owner, if you're watching, it's nothing we have against you. We like to see some weird shit happen.
All right.
Now, I believe the AFC's West is next, and
Yep.
with the way this game is going, congratulations to the Chiefs for winning the division.
The Chiefs are
I am
11-4.
shitting the bed. Yeah, I'll be
Raiders.
11-4 after this game. No matter what
Yep.
I do against him, though,
Chargers.
they'll have the division.
Chargers are CPU, and Broncos is. I think they just got a user. He's beating up Braden right now. I'm watching it unfold, and he's about to be 2-13, which will put him third in the division.
Yep, and that should put me as a wild card. I believe. I already clinched a playoff
Yeah,
spot.
you're in
so,
playoffs. Both of you are in playoffs.
all right, no, I'm happy with that. And good luck to the Chiefs the rest of the way, and in our Week 17 matchup. Now, first seed. This is kind of hairy because before this game started, there were, I believe, 4 teams in the race with some extreme happenings that would have
Yeah.
me or the Chiefs in the first or second seed. Right now, it's looking like it will be between the Browns and the Titans.
Now for
So
that, I do have no AFC losses, and he has. Let me see. He has 1 in AFC. Let me look. I have no division losses. Let me see how many he has. So he has no division losses also.
So it comes down completely to Week 17. That'll be a race to keep an eye on. If we'll make both those games prime time if there's no CPU games, and keep your eyes on them.
I think the Browns do play CPU for their last game. Let me
Well,
check.
then you better kick whoever's ass you're playing.
I think I play the Colts.
Ooh, damn.
Yep, the Browns will actually be receiving a force win because he plays the Ravens. So
All
then
right,
it really
well-
comes down to that conference win and loss record, depending on how my game shakes out.
But other than that, it really does seem like any spots in the playoffs for the AFC are decided.
All right, let's move on to the NFC.
All right, the NFC has a lot more races.
Yes. Let's start off with the NFC North, which is, wow, all three
That was
7
by
and
far my
7.
favorite division to look at.
Bears, Vikings,
Well-
Packers, all 7 and 7.
Well, the Packers have one tie.
They do. I see
They're
that.
7-7-1.
Who did they tie with?
Let's see. I looked at it earlier, but I can't remember.
I have to see.
But anyways, the main fight between in the NFC North is between the Bears and the Vikings, who reach 7-7, and they actually play each other Week 17, barring someone like a scheduling mix-up or something like that. So that would give one of them the force win. But keep an eye on that game. I will definitely be tuning in to watch that game. If anyone else wants to tune in, I'm sure it'll be the most watched game of Week 17.
So he tied with the Patriots, so that's not going to have any real standing there for that fight.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the standings.
I'm fucked. All right. So whenever I was looking at this, because the Packers and the Bears and the Vikings play each other in Week 17, it gives it gives them each a chance to beat up on each other,
Yep.
and each have a chance to go 1-1. And then if the Packers win their final game, the Packers win the division. If both the Vikings and Bears go 1-1. So that I'm personally picking the Packers because I would love to see that happen. That's a wild finish and completely unexpected.
I'd have to go with the Packers too there.
You know, also, I know that not everyone in that division is the most active, but that's not really their fault. That's more of another CPU issue. All right, so next division, I believe, is the NFC South, which has, because of league rules, has been decided. And that division will be going to the Falcons.
Yep, he's going to take that one.
Ooh, and good game to Jose, because that pick just probably was the nail in the coffin.
Ooh, that was bad.
That was awful. I take back what I said earlier. Doing these at the same time are awful.
Yeah, so the Falcons are 10-4, Saints 8-6, Buccaneers
and they each have 2
7-8.
games left to play.
Yep. And
so
the Panthers are CPU.
Real situation, that would have been a fun race to watch. However, they both have a CPU game to play, giving the Falcons the one win they need to clinch.
Yeah.
The NFC East, that is exactly how that division was supposed to look at the end of the season.
Holy shit! I'm glad I'm
not
far
disappoint.
away from there.
I think the third place team has 3 losses. I can't even remember who is the.
And he's taken some Sims recently and forced losses.
It's not even on him. Like that is the division to be. I believe whoever wins in the playoffs between those 3, that makes the Super Bowl, will win the Super Bowl.
You think? No AFC surprise?
I don't think so. I played this AFC. I am trash. We're all trash. We're all awful.
Whoa.
Okay, I'm awful, and I'm taking it out on everyone else. I'm sorry. It's just bad.
So the Eagles 14-1, Giants 12-2, and Cowboys 12-3.
Now, Eagles, I think, just need one more win to clinch the division, or one more loss from the.
Now it shows an X by all 3 of their names, so they have all.
That means they've all clinched.
Yeah, they're all in, all 3.
Yeah, no matter what, those 3 teams are in the playoffs. Anyone in the AFC, beware. Yeah, have fun with that.
Prepare your anus.
I would not want to mess with that. I would like to give a quick shout out to the Redskins owner, Anthony.
Hanging in there.
We did not expect you to win any games in that division. Good job. You got 4. That is not easy. Like, that is a hard division. We weren't expecting success from a Redskins owner.
Oh, CJ, where are you now?
Yeah, CJ.
Probably gambling in a random hotel with his woman screaming at him.
That'd honestly be hilarious.
It was when it happened. Okay, let's move on to NFC West. Irvin,
which has been decided.
He's surprised.
Irvin, for the most part, shut us the fuck up.
We all remember the meme. We memed you relentlessly last Madden with the beaten thing. I think Braden started that, or was it Josh?
I started that.
You started that, and then everyone just screenshotted it. And if you beat Irvin, you shared it on the page. That's what you did.
Irvin, good job. Fucking, I do attribute this, and as Josh pointed out to us very early on, a lot of the problem with Irvin playing was he had this shit team against all these super teams that were already built. That's another reason I do like that what we've done with this Madden. No super teams.
He did have the Bills.
Yeah. It was atrocious. Irvin, you have all props from me. You've done a great job this season. I haven't even looked at your opponents, but you did beat me, and it wasn't like I beat me. You did a great job. Way to finish out the season. I'm pretty sure you're fighting the Eagles for the first seed, but you have that bye. So, good job. Now, real quick, we will go through the playoffs based off the teams that we just picked.
Let me get to the
and
regular standings.
discuss each game. Yeah, we'll discuss each game that we think will happen in the playoffs in each way, quite prematurely.
All right, I have the
And
regular standings up for both conferences.
all right, perfect. Now, first seed, if continued as planned, would be the Titans. Second
Nope.
seed would be the Browns. Pretty easy there. Leaving 3, 4, 5, and 6, or yeah, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to be the in this order. Chiefs, I believe. Oh, that the AFC. Who did I pick to win that division? I picked the Dolphins to win. Then, who was the second? Who's second wild card? I didn't even look at that.
For
Who was the second
AFC,
wild card? For the AFC.
it shows right now. It shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It shows Jets and Dolphins as the top 6 teams, and then 7, 8, and then it has Texans and Bills as the last 2.
All right, so I'll give the Bills that one. Because
Really?
Jesse, I don't know what happened to you, but you kind of fell off. But then again, so did the Bills. So
Yes.
between y'all, week 17.
Did they play though? I want to see what happened when they played. Okay, Jesse beat the Bills 13-0 in that game when they played.
All right, so if the season ended with him in a tie,
And that was
the
7
Texans would make it.
interceptions.
Oh,
Seven
that's an ugly
interceptions
game.
from Josh Allen. Pretty much sum that one up.
All right, so I'll give the Texans that wild card then, because that's a long shot for the Bills to
Does
make
he
it.
make any noise in
Unless they win the
after the
division.
wild card?
Who?
Jesse, the Texans.
I think he does. When he makes
You think?
playoffs, he shows up. I mean, I haven't seen him in playoffs. Okay, so when he first started off in the playoffs, he'd be one and done.
Yep.
Then he got a little bit better, until the point where he made the Super Bowl in the last season of Madden 18.
You don't.
I mean, he got his ass kicked in the Super Bowl, but
Yes.
he made it. He kept going. So I'll give him that one. I actually have him winning his first game in the wild card,
Okay.
which would put him then up against you.
Yes.
I have me winning my one wild card game against whoever I end up playing, which probably should be the winner of the AFC East.
Which would
That would put me up against the Browns. I do not think I'll beat him. I made a lot of mistakes the first time, and honestly,
Oh, so you guys
I'm
have
still
played.
making those mistakes now. Yeah, we did play. It wasn't a bad game. I feel like I could have won had I not made so many mistakes, but I did make those mistakes, and I'm still making those mistakes.
I did beat Jesse in both of our games. The first one, I don't remember what the score was because he lost connection towards the end, so it was basically a force. But I had the game. We had just had to play like another quarter of a fake game, and then the last time I played him, I won 10-9. Had a last second drive and was able to waste the rest of the clock. He chose to take the field goal, and that was it, and put him 1 point
So
behind.
closer game?
Yes.
Close game. Okay, so that'll be a game to watch. Personally, I'm going to take you in that game. Jose, I'd like to apologize. I think I just ran the same exact play 3 times in a row, and I'm sorry.
Motherfucker.
Fucking cheese, I swear. These motherfuckers these days. And then, so that puts you versus Browns. Titans, Browns.
We were in the same division last year, and every single game, down to the wire, last minute or less, every game. So I couldn't tell you.
I'll give that one a coin flip. And where the fuck are my coins?
We've always
Let's
had
see.
really close games.
There they are. All right. Heads, you win. Tails,
Now there is no way to prove
Browns
this.
win. Yeah, there's no way to prove this. This is completely... And I lost the coin. It went somewhere random. All right. Next coin. Heads. Looks like Titans are making the Super Bowl.
All right, I'll take it.
All right, now let's go to the NFC, where
Who makes it out of there? Good God. I'm glad I'm in the AFC.
Ah, damn. Good game, Jose.
Got
I
Eagles,
really,
Seahawks,
really fucking
Giants,
suck.
Cowboys, Falcons.
All right, first seed. Do you want to give that to what's the did the Seahawks and Eagles play?
I don't think so. They're both 14-1. Let me check and see if they've played. Let's see. They did not play.
All right. So it's going to come down to division for first seed. To be honest, it
He
doesn't
did
really
play the
matter which one they
Cowboys
get.
though, if that matters. And he
I
lost
don't think it does.
14-31.
Let's see. All right, my game just ended, so I can finally look at the standings again. And a real quick shout out to Cody. Congratulations, you've just won the division. All right, in division, Irvin is undefeated.
Yes.
And the Eagles have one loss. So Irvin would be the first seed if we started playoffs today. That puts Seattle and Philly is 1 and 2. Now, this is where the wild card kind of is fucking stupid. You have a Giants team and a Cowboys team that are 12 and 2 and 12 and 3, and they will be the 5th and 6th seeds in the playoffs.
Wow. Pretty much the whole division is going right in.
Yep, the whole division. Now, between the Bears, Vikings, and Packers, whoever wins that division will end up playing one of those two teams, and I'm guessing losing to one of those teams. So I'm not even gonna.
Now, real
that
quick,
one
for
real quick.
your game, it still shows an X next to both of your guys' names, so it might come
Yeah,
down
it
to
won't.
that
It
last
won't.
week.
No, it won't change until we go to the next
Okay.
advance. Let's see, and then now here's a game that would be interesting between the Falcons and the NFC East. Who did they play? The Cowboys, the Giants. I think they played the Cowboys since they're the lower seed. So that is that would be a pretty good game between the Falcons and the.
Now, I haven't
Cowboys.
seen any of his games at all. I haven't caught any of
Falcons?
his streams. Yeah.
I
I don't know if you have.
I haven't.
He
either.
did lose to the Eagles 17-43, week 1. And then he lost to the Giants 22-41. And he
I'm gonna go ahead and give that to the Cowboys then.
He beat the Cowboys, but that was a force. And that's it. I think the
All right,
Cowboys
so I'm
take
gonna go
that
ahead and
one.
give that game to the Cowboys then. Putting Seattle versus the Cowboys, and then Philadelphia versus the Giants. I'm gonna give Dallas the win against Seattle. That's
Really?
yes. I like Irvin.
You don't think the stretch
Substantially.
is enough?
I don't think
Against-
the stretch is
against-
enough. I feel
against
like
the
I feel like
Cowboys?
Trevor's a smart enough opponent to figure it out how to stop any plays that Irvin might come up with. And between Philadelphia and New York, did the Eagles win both games of that series this season?
Oh, I just
Or-
received a message from the Falcons. He said, "Looks like I need to prove you guys wrong in the wild card game." So he's ready for the challenge.
I would love to see it. Prove me wrong. I do
Do
not
it.
want to see it come down to someone in the NFC East.
No.
Fuck it. Beat the shit out of them. Go take that Super Bowl, Ryan. I do believe in you, but I don't believe in you.
Aim for Zeke's knees if you have to. Aim for his knees.
Do it. Take out everyone.
Jesus, Zeke just had 6 rushing touchdowns. Good
So
God.
against Irvin, I do believe Trevor will come out on top of that one.
Yeah.
The Eagles and the Giants, that is an in-division matchup. First game against him, Giants beat the fuck out of the Eagles, 31-3, giving him his only loss in the season. Second game, a much closer game, 27-24, also played,
Who won
but
that
for
one?
the Eagles. Eagles won that one.
Okay.
Close game, Eagles win. Blowout, Giants win.
Okay.
So I think this is going to come down to whoever's feeling it more that day.
Yep.
If it's a close game, I feel like the Eagles will come out on top because as I'm looking at this, close games, they have won pretty much all of them. But I also have to take into account some of these forces.
I'm receiving a message from Irvin. Let's see. Oh,
Irvin, same thing applies. Beat the shit at the NFC East. Prove me
says,
wrong.
don't sleep on the
I leave-
Seahawks. Russell Wilson, MVP. Check the stats. No stretch.
Russell Wilson,
You do
QB
stretch,
spy.
my friend.
You do stretch a lot.
It's a bit of a stretch to say you do not stretch. Let's say.
So between the Eagles and Giants, I think this is another coin flip game. However, I don't want to. I want to see the Eagles win that game. Giants had the Super Bowl. They blew it out. It wasn't a fun game to watch. I want to see a more competitive game in the Super Bowl. So I want to say Eagles.
Eagles? I think I can go with the Eagles.
All right. Dallas and Philadelphia. What you got?
I might have to take the Eagles. They just look extremely dangerous.
Now, the Eagles did win both matchups, but only one was played, and both matchups were only won by one possession.
Now, I was supposed to play everyone from that division, or at least the Let's see, was supposed to play the Cowboys. That was a sim. I was supposed to play the Giants. That was also a sim, and I did play the Eagles and lost 16-0. But it didn't get bad until it was 0-0 first. He scored 3 in the second, 3 in the third, and then 10 in the fourth. So it was a relatively close game for what it looks like. But he shut my offense down. I think he's going to take that one.
And I feel like that'll be the key for the Eagles in the entire playoffs is just shutting down offenses.
Can he stop Zeke?
Can he stop anyone?
We'll see.
Everyone. I think he can, though. So I'm going to give Philly the win against Dallas. Trevor, as fun as it would be to see you in the playoffs again, or in the Super Bowl again, because you actually had a great game in your Super Bowl win. I want to see someone new. I would love to see.
But has the Eagles ever showed out in a playoff game? I cannot remember.
I don't remember personally either. And
I know the only time
that's an issue.
I remember is when I was the Raiders and he was like, oh wow, like we were scared of him, like where did this kid come from? He's beating everybody. But that game was, I don't know, it was a weird game, and I think I blew him out in our wild card game, but that was a long time ago.
As two members that do regularly make playoffs, I think we can both say playoff games are different.
Yes.
They don't play the same.
No.
And users make a lot more mistakes if they're not as calm. Personally, my first playoffs, my heart was pumping.
Yep.
I lost.
And it probably still
next time I came out. Yeah, it still does, especially when the game's on the wire. But it's gotten a lot better. You get that repetition. Trevor showed he can handle that. I haven't seen anything from the Eagles. Prove me wrong. Just for that reason, I'm actually going to change my decision. I see Dallas winning and going to the Super Bowl to face you. And then Dallas versus Titans, I feel like that'd be a great fucking game to watch.
Now, we unfortunately did not get to play. It was a sim.
Now, don't take this personally, but I do believe he'd win. If he shows up. If he shows up, like I know he can.
Oh, wait, I think we did play. Let me check. I'm pretty sure he beat me. I think we did play. Yep, he won 12-20.
All right, if he shows up like I know he can, because I beat him before, I know that that's not the way he usually plays. I played him once and I beat him. That is not how you gauge an opponent, I know, but he was having an off game.
Yep,
and I've seen him put up ridiculous numbers. So if he shows up, Cowboys hands down, and anyone from the NFC East, if they show up in the playoffs, just beware. Like it's not pretty what they can do. I feel like I'm giving them a lot of credit, and that's mainly because they've proven that they can do it. As the Phillies, or fucking Phillies, it's baseball. Philadelphia is the only team from that division with a user that has not made the Super Bowl. And I'm excluding the Redskins because they did have a user, but
Yeah.
he's issues, so he's not here anymore.
But do you
So I
think
believe that covers.
Cowboys' or offense relies too much on Dak or Zeke?
Doesn't matter if he can run with him, he runs with him.
But if he stopped,
Look at that
is
last
that
game.
it? Is that the
Six
key?
touchdowns.
Is that the key?
That is the key. If you can shut down Zeke, that's how you win that game. But he's also someone that knows how to throw the ball. So
Yes.
you can't just expect to win just from shutting down one person. You gotta
No.
shut him down and then prove that you can stop that passing game. Now, before Ben says anything, because I know he's not actually watching live, and he'll
he's
watch it
gonna
later
watch
most
after.
likely. Yeah, when he's watching later. I'm not discounting you or anything. I do think you have just as much of a chance to make the Super Bowl as anyone else in your division, and Irvin for that matter, because I do believe this is a main 4-team race in the NFC, just the NFC. And it'll come down to those 4 teams. It's who shows up in the playoffs. It's all speculation right now. Like I said, these are way premature discussions. We might or may not. I just realized I can see Gruden's eyes through his visor, and it's creepy.
Oh my God.
If one of those teams that surprises from the wild card, I would love to see that. I would love to see someone from the NFC North absolutely make the playoffs and then tear it up. That would be fun for me to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But as it stands right now, I'm picking Dallas and Tennessee to make it to the Super Bowl. Dallas edging them out in a close game.
I think that's fair.
All right. And are you betting against yourself, or you have full confidence in yourself that you can win a Super Bowl?
I'm pretty confident.
All right, that's good. Keep that confidence all the way through. Don't be a one and done. All right, is there anything else you wanted to bring up? I know we have races between Rookie of the Year, but they seem to be pretty decided.
I haven't even looked at those.
It was a blowout for Zeke to win MVP. Irvin was the head for Coach of the Year, and I think Irvin does deserve that. Of the players in this league, that is the most improved. Irvin, I know you got stuck in the division with me and Josh last season, and you consistently came in third. So winning the division and winning it convincingly, might I add, it wasn't even close. Coach of the Year, round of applause for you. I feel like you should win that accolade. Now, I don't really like looking at the other awards. I know those are the 2 main ones. I don't like looking at offense or the NFC Player of the Year, the AFC Rookie of the Year, some shit like that. I don't like looking at those because Madden has a weird way of selecting them.
Yeah.
So, as it stands, good luck to anyone that's in those races. You get a lot of XP from it.
I wonder how that's going to work in this Madden with the upgrade system changes.
Yeah, that's gonna be different. Now, is anybody has any predictions they'd like to make for divisions, Super Bowl, playoffs, anything? Please call either me or Nick. This was an option the whole time. We kind of forgot to mention at the beginning of the show. Once you call us,
Facebook.
if you call me, call us on Messenger. If you call me, I will be the one talking to you. You won't be able to hear Nick, but I'll relay his questions, and he should be able to hear you through my mic. Other way around if you call Nick. So we'll give y'all 5 to 10 minutes to call in. And until that point, is there any developments we should look at? Fun stats?
I don't know. I haven't even looked.
As it stands, a new record was broken in the last Cowboys game. Zeke ran for 6 touchdowns.
Good God.
Tampa Bay, what the fuck?
Come on, Sam. Come on, just come on. I want to look at these Week 17 matches.
Oh, I got a message from Tyler. He says he actually predicts me to beat him in the playoffs. You have a way of doing that in past Maddens. I do. I have a weird good luck thing that happens to me in the playoffs, but I don't want to make the Super Bowl again. I don't.
You don't
I
want to lose it
just
again?
don't. I don't want to lose the Super Bowl again. It's so frustrating. Because no matter what, I don't know if y'all know this, I still will be making the Ezel Award a thing. That is a thing. There's gonna be a twist to it this year, though. Whoever loses the Super Bowl then has to make the next Ezel Award instead of me. But I will be making the first one. But
Nice
only
matchup.
if you choose to participate.
Week 17,
If not, I will
Cowboys
make
at
them.
Giants. Who you got?
Ooh. I think the Giants blew out the Cowboys in that first matchup of the season. I think the
Oh,
Cowboys
I got a
get some back.
question here. What's the best
Yes.
advice you guys have for someone who has never made it to a playoff game in the league?
Slow down.
Slow it down.
Everything you can down.
And calm
The
yourself.
Time, yes, calm yourself. Personally, what I do
Smoke
is
a
before the
doobie,
game starts, is I get a big ass glass of water, a cup of coffee, and then I sit down and I actually look at the
Scout your opponent.
whenever you go to do your training, yeah, you actually go scout your opponent. Whenever you go look at your training, it'll show you like the plays that they do, out of what schemes and anything like that. You actually need to look at that for once. I don't know if y'all do it anyways. I usually don't for regular season because I don't really care. But in playoffs,
Go to their
go look at
stats.
that.
Who do they throw to? Who is their
Cover
standout
that
on
person.
defense? How many interceptions do they have? It all matters.
And personally, a good way I found to slow down your heartbeat and slow down your breathing, just take one deep breath and then forget that it's a playoff game. Try to forget that that's a playoff game. Just play the game, slow it down. Also, don't rush yourself. Don't rush your decisions when you're throwing. A lot of picks will happen when you start rushing yourself.
Especially in playoffs.
But you also can't be too slow because you'll let holes go up. So it's all about your timing. So
And those
First
interceptions
thing
are
you
going
gotta
to
do,
matter twice
slow it
as
down.
much.
yes,
And they're going to hurt twice as much.
trust me, it feels a lot better to lose to an opponent when you know they beat you than to lose to an opponent and
You beat yourself.
Yeah, it's all on you.
And don't lose 67-0 in a regular season game either. I just had to throw that out there.
We lost 67-0.
Brandon, you forgot?
Oh, 87-0. You
Oh,
forgot.
87? It was 80? Oh my
It was
god.
87.
Jesus. Don't lose 87-0. Don't Ixnay on the 40-point rule. Just leave that out. Leave that there just in case. But that will be up. Isn't that off in playoffs?
Yeah, it's off in playoffs. Fucking go ham.
No.
If you go ham on an
holds
opponent.
bars.
Yeah. It'll lead you safe. Is there any other advice you can think of to give someone for the first playoff game?
That pretty much sums it up. Just calm
Yeah.
down. I mean, you're going to be nervous. Once you get your first couple, like maybe a drive out of the way or two, you'll settle down. You'll get into a rhythm, like a flow.
One big example of this, and this is the closest I ever came to winning the Super Bowl, besides my first one in 18. When I played Talia, she started off with a 20-0 lead because my nerves were so fucking bad. That final score of that game was it like 20-13 or 20-17, is because it came down to one play, and I had the ball twice in the red zone, and my heart rate was so fucking bad that I couldn't even think of a play to call. I was just being really stupid, and I had it twice. All right.
Any other questions you guys have? Message me or Braden. And then definitely call in if you have anything to say.
Yeah, we love hearing y'all's predictions. It's like I said, they're
It's
always
entertaining.
wild. Like, I think I'll give y'all 5 more minutes to call. If not, I think we've covered everything we really need to cover.
Are we going to do a show once playoff matches are out or no?
I want to, personally.
quick show?
I want to see, yeah, just a quick one.
So definitely look out
We'll
for that.
do predictions again based on what we see, and then if we wanted to, we could probably do like a quick, like 10-minute segment after each playoff round,
Yeah.
like, and just like view the upcoming thing. And for the Super Bowl, if y'all don't already know, what we'll do is whoever is the away team does stream still, but me and Nick or whoever's available at the time will be the Super Bowl commentators instead of hearing fucking same bullshit over and over again.
You'll hear
So it'll be
our
all-
bullshit over and over again.
Yeah, you'll hear our bullshit. It's fun. Our bullshit's better.
Yes.
American politics.
Okay, is next sim going... Oh, wait, I lost. Is next sim going to be full 48 hours? And I like how you guys are trying to get rid of the CPU because it's been a rough last 5 sims. Yes, we understand that. We want to get rid of the CPU games because we don't like sims either. Or forces or whatever. Nobody wants it.
And yeah, we're trying to stick to the 48-hour plan,
Yeah.
but that is also on Josh. Josh is very busy at the moment. He has a lot of stuff going on in his life. So we do ask that you come to us with more issues that y'all are having, because Josh can't take care of everything. We understand that the league's still very functional without him. So it just, please call us. Like, he's got stuff in his own personal life that he needs to take care of. And as I'm sure everyone does. But please note that it is still a video game and it is not the most important thing.
Irvin
Actually,
cracked me up.
what do
You
you
see
say?
his post on the
Posted.
page? Who else want to count the Seahawks out? Not counting you out, just a prediction.
Yeah, I'm not kind of. Yeah.
We applauded
Irvin, I
you.
want to see you win. I do want to see you win the Super Bowl, Irvin. That I feel like that'd be the greatest fuck you of all time.
If we counted you out, I would just say this season was a complete fluke and you're going to be trash next season. I don't think that's the case anymore.
Would that not be the greatest fuck you of all time? A whole league.
It would. He would have to
anytime they
post
beat
the
you?
beaten picture to top it off.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be fucking amazing.
I know you have it screenshotted there, Irvin. You have that shit on your phone to remind you. Like, not this season, motherfuckers.
Ah, fuck me. And drop the whole sweet tea.
Falcon
Alright.
says it would be funny if the Cowboys and Giants both lose in the wild card. That would throw
would be
some
funny
shit
too.
into the fan.
I feel like if they both lost, playoffs are wide open. Well,
Yep.
I mean, besides Eagles and Seahawks. I mean,
Yeah. They're a lot more
Ye-
open.
I do have to say, Falcons and whoever wins the AFC North, y'all have a tall task in front of y'all. Y'all are just a big ass hill to climb.
Big old hill.
But if y'all win it, y'all deserved it. That is insane. And back to the AFC. That was actually pretty evenly matched all the way through the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I think any game could go any way depending on who shows up. So good luck to everyone in the AFC. Well, those 5 minutes are up. Real quick, did you want to talk about any of the frustrating things Madden does in game?
I don't
I know
like
we were
when the
talking about when we
receiver
first got into
wigs
the party.
out. I don't know if anyone experiences that. You accidentally click on your receiver and try to make a possession catch or an aggressive catch, and he just kind of flails his arms around and the ball either gets intercepted or flies way over his head, but it's an easy catchable ball and he just tards out kind of. That's
Okay.
kind of
Now
annoying.
one of my least favorite things is when I'm trying to use my running back and I'm trying to hit that fucking hole.
That's wide
And
open.
I hit the joystick, and I hit it joystick perfectly. At least I think it's perfectly. And my guy goes to the left of where I told him, or to the right of where I told him to go, and straight into the tackle. And you just gotta sit there, like, what? Why did you think that was okay? Like, I have the controller for a reason. Please listen to my input. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. That one, or whenever you make like a perfect throw, and it's kind of a questionable throw. Like it's not something that you would normally throw. It's not. It wouldn't normally be a pick or anything like that, but it's a tougher throw to make, and your QB throws it in such a way that your wide receiver doesn't even have a shot at it.
Like he just launches
And
it.
launches it, yeah. Or I've had it several times with Derek Carr, and this one's more understandable because I know how the attributes work. Basically, when I'm scrambling and I'm trying to throw on the run, Carr will miss his target by 20 plus yards.
Jeez.
I know that, like, you got to plant your feet to make like a perfect throw sometimes, but I can throw a ball better on the run. That's not an exaggeration.
Most
I
of
know
them
I
are just
can.
a lob at that point.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Or here's my favorite one: just wild plays. Like the ball gets tipped around 50 times, and some guy comes out of nowhere and makes a one-handed diving catch. I'm not going to complain about that one because sometimes it actually works in my favor.
Yeah.
But that one's wild. Anyways, I think that's everything I wanted to
Yeah,
rant
that's
about.
pretty much it.
Madden.
No callers.
All right.
Sad.
No callers. Yeah, that will wrap up this Smacka Talk.
Hope you guys
we'll have
enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, we'll probably have a few small shows in the middle of the playoffs to predict. Now, this also comes down to timing because playoffs can sometimes just zip right by. So we may just have 1 or 2 shows in the playoffs plus our Super Bowl. And then we'll be moving on to offseason where we'll try and get a lot more users. All right. Is there anything else you want to bring up? I think we're good.
We're good. All right, guys.
All right.